Hey all, Vanitas here, and today I'm bringing you a live interview with AyaShuffles. Alright, I am Vanitas, and I am here today with AyaShuffles, that you might know from Twitch. And today we are going to do an interview about why she's here with me in Japan, what she's done with Gwent, and her plans for the future. So if you would introduce yourself a little bit and explain to the audience.
Alright, so hey guys, I'm Aya. You know me as AyaShuffles from Twitch. I usually stream Gwent and some other random games. So yeah, I'm here in Tokyo with Vanitas because I am pursuing studies in the game development industry. I am originally from Greece, where the game industry is a bit still growing. It's kind of difficult.
Right.
And so yeah, when I was in university, I kind of thought that, hey, maybe I should try pursuing this dream of being a game developer. So since, during my Weeb years, I did some Japanese classes.
Yes.
I knew that Japan has scholarships to bring people to Japan for studies. So I applied and I got it against all odds.
Yeah, nice. So is that a pretty difficult program to get into?
Yeah, kind of, because it's a full scholarship, so a lot of people go for that.
Yeah.
And my interview was terrible. I have no idea how I ended up getting it.
Oh.
I came out of the interview feeling but somehow I'm here. And yeah, now I'm in a university, it's technically innovation design.
Yeah.
But some of the professors are interested in game studies, so I am I'm studying there as a master's student.
Cool. So what are you studying in specific with your master's degree?
So yeah, my personal research is in player agency.
Right.
And choices and consequences in video games, how to affect the story and the gameplay with them.
Yeah.
So this is also why I started my stream. Because I wanted to play such games and see how the community perceives this kind of elements in the game.
See. That's interesting. So you're, without doing actual a study or something, you're able to get subjective feedback and sort of see how people react to different
kind of,
situations.
because it's different when you play them, but it's also helps hearing the opinions of actual people,
right,
type of thing. So yeah, I'm using that as my literature review kind of.
Interesting. So you might be making a decision that someone in your audience never would have made. They're why would you do that? How could you let them die or something?
That happens quite often.
Oh, really?
Especially because I kind of do it on purpose because I want to see how the community will react to bad choices.
Nice.
And sometimes they hate me for it, but it works out.
Well, they can't be hating you too much. You have, I think, over 6,000 followers on Twitch now. And so how did you get into... What game did you start with when you started streaming Twitch?
So I started with Gwent because I knew that I would be playing a lot of it because I just liked Gwent in The Witcher 3. So when I found out that they're going to do a standalone for Gwent, I was really excited to get in.
Right.
And also my ulterior motive was to see how Gwent grows from the ground up,
Yeah.
Because it's a new game. The developers were still trying stuff with it.
Sure,
so that also helps me see how a game developer approaches that. So in a kind of sense, I shall not repeat CDPR's mistakes type of thing.
Right.
So yeah, I started with Gwent. I didn't really expect to get people actually watching at first, but somehow they did, and I'm really grateful to you guys. And yeah, it ended up working out.
Nice.
So
you're in Gwent from the closed beta, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for quite a long time.
Yeah.
And so it's sort of a dual research. You can see how your audience reacts, and you can also follow how a new game grows from the start, since you want to get into game development.
Exactly. And it also seeing how people are kind of reacting to changes CDPR makes, right? Because they take something that doesn't work, they change it.
Yeah.
The community doesn't like it, but then after a month they like it, and that's being quite helpful.
They do change. Still make some very big changes. I guess that's the nice thing about being able to release a big open beta game.
Yeah.
So you said you were a fan of The Witcher before you got into Gwent, and I believe you've also played card games before.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the perfect mix of...
Kind of, yeah. I played my fair share of Hearthstone. Like a lot
Who
of
hasn't,
people.
right?
Yeah, pretty much. I never like took it professionally or whatever. I just made it to Legend once, and then I was just playing arenas.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Yeah.
That's pretty much exactly what I did.
I know, right? So yeah, I mean, I liked arena and stuff there, but I think it got too expensive for me around the Grand Tournament.
Yeah.
So that's probably where I gave up. And
understandable.
And also like before that, I was playing Cardfight Vanguard. It's like a Japanese trading card game, like physical card game.
Oh, okay. Not familiar, but I know physical trading cards are pretty big here. Like, has one of the bigger Magic scenes in the world, and there are trading card shops all around Tokyo.
Yeah. So I really like that one, but like when I moved from Greece to Japan, I didn't like transfer my collection or anything, and I thought I would need the Japanese edition to play. And then Gwent got released, so I kind of like
it's kind of the perfect
gave
timing.
up. Yeah.
So one of your more recent successes with your stream and also on your YouTube channel, last I checked, it had over 10,000 views just on it alone, is your Jeopardy, the game show of Gwent. So I'd like to hear a bit about how you came up with that idea and what it took to produce it, because it was very well produced.
Thank you.
When I first saw like, oh, a Gwent game show, that's cool, like a nice idea, you know, just have a bunch of people on Google Hangouts or something. But no, it was like, it was all set up and had the like Jeopardy board and everything. So I'd like to hear about how you came up with that idea. And...
So like there was something similar done in Hearthstone. Like Amaz did the Jeopardy thing. So I watched that, and I really liked it. I liked like the cool atmosphere and just, you know, having fun with silly questions and stuff. So it was always like at the back of my head that, hey, I would like to see that in Gwent. And it wasn't until like the previous season where like at the end things were getting a little stale, like Gwent was kind of boring then, that I thought that, hey, maybe I should actually try doing that. So I started like thinking of questions, and like funny things were coming out. So I'm like, yeah, this could actually work. So then I asked people, and they were interested in participating, and they were actually like excited about it. And then I spent a lot of time like doing the production stuff because I wanted it like to be nice. And I'm really glad with the way it turned out and the community perceived it. Yeah,
it was great. So do you think you're going to do something like that again? I mean, you've already got the, you know, some of the production stuff out of the way. So I imagine it would be easier the second time around.
Yeah, I guess I found my calling in Gwent, right? Because
game show host.
The meme game show host. Because like that's one of the things when you get into streaming, you have to find ways to like differentiate your content. Like what do you have to offer to the community that someone else cannot?
Sure.
And I also like really enjoyed it, and I like organizing stuff. Like streaming is one thing where you have to just be spontaneous and be yourself. But just like producing and doing something more constructed is like a different feeling that I also like.
Yeah, it's a totally different thing. So it's impressive that you've been able to do it at both ends of the spectrum.
Thank you.
You've also produced a good amount of YouTube content as well, right?
I'm trying.
Like introductions to Gwent and stuff. Every few weeks or so you have a...
I'm still like working on YouTube, honestly. It's kind of a... It's kind of different because I am not very familiar with video editing. It takes a lot of time. It's a little boring.
That's true.
Sorry,
that's true.
YouTube. But I'm trying to get into that too.
No, it is. It takes a lot of time, and depending on how powerful your computer is, it can take a long time to just like select the bit to edit or whatever. So
it can be an issue.
But doing something live, that's a lot easier. No cuts.
Yep.
One time through.
It's just like you have to make sure that everything works, especially if a lot of people are watching, because you know how they can be if like technical issues happen.
Right.
But yeah, I'm just glad that everything worked out, and you're gonna see more of that in the future.
Cool. So aside from doing more highly produced Gwent content, where else do you see your stream going? Do you think you'll continue to stream even after you're done with this master's program?
So it's weird because, as I said, I started streaming like as an experiment. And which ended up working out, but I didn't expect it. And so there is like part of me that kind of wants to pursue like maybe full-time streaming or just like being a little bit more serious about it because it kind of works. But on the other hand, I still want to be like a game developer. I'm still like studying that. So I'm just trying to like find a good balance between those two, where like, and that's why I'm also like streaming different games and trying to bring like new content, so I can like use my stream for my research, and I can use like research for my stream.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And I kind of like want to get into the game industry eventually, like try to look for a job here in Japan or maybe
cool.
like somewhere else. I'm just like hoping that I will still have time to like continue streaming.
Right. Now you've got the extra time with your studies, but you're not sure exactly what's going to go on in the future.
I don't know how that works, but I'll figure it out.
So, not going to return to Greece and try to develop the game scene there? Maybe go to a country that already has a little bit more established.
Once I get a little bit more experience, that might be the dream. Because I like, you want to go back, it's just that sometimes there's nothing for you there, kind of. Professionally.
Yeah.
You know?
Understandable. Especially, I can't even name a single Greek game studio off the top of my head.
Neither can I.
Okay, so yeah, maybe not a lot for you there. So with your studies, are you making a game right now with your research?
Yeah, so as I said, I'm working like in player agency. There's a lot of like studying and papers involved. So the game is just going to be like a prototype type of thing.
Okay.
I'm using like the Skyrim creation kit so that like the development will be faster. And so the idea is to just like try to record the players' like actions and see how you can adapt the game to the players' actions. Like, if they like reading books in the game, then you just maybe just give them more books to read or whatever.
Oh, that's interesting. So less of like just a branching paths thing, and kind of adapting the actual gameplay to how the player likes to play.
Yeah, kind of, because like the branching paths thing, it's already like been developed, kind of. If you want to find like something new to research, you have to take like a different approach.
Interesting. That sounds fun. So do you have a type of game you want to create once you're done with your studies, like a specific genre or anything in game development you're particularly interested in?
I'm like interested in a lot of different things, so now it's just I'll just make Witcher 4 and I'll be fine,
Yeah.
Ideally, but yeah.
Cool. All right, so how have you enjoyed living in Japan so far in your year and a half? What have you found different, better, worse than living in life in Greece? Is this your first time living outside of Greece?
I was an exchange student for 6 months in Ireland.
Okay.
But like then just living outside of Greece for a long time, it's just fun.
Cool.
And I mean it's really different from Greece. Like,
I can imagine. I've never been to Greece, but I can imagine. Yeah,
it's different like from Europe in general.
Right.
And I really like life here. It's like so safe, and like everything's like so clean and pretty,
Yeah.
But like
understood.
But like on the other hand, I feel like Greece and Japan are like the kind of nations that have a lot to learn from each other.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, because like on one hand, like the Greeks should learn to be a little bit more structured, or that sometimes being nice actually takes you like a longer way than being mean. Which is like a thing in Europe, right? Yeah, I think that like both Europe and America right now, we're just taking this path where we're just trying to be sarcastic and mean more than we're trying to be nice.
Right.
Especially
I
on the internet.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
But on the other hand, I think that the Japanese should also be a little bit more relaxed and, just learn to enjoy life and like be with your family instead of being at work all the time.
Right.
Kind of thing. So yeah.
That salaryman life.
Yeah. We know them.
Yeah, exactly. So how about unique things? Anything unique experiences in Japan that you didn't get in Greece so far?
So it's strange because like the more you live here, the more you get used to things and the way they are here. But then like when you're traveling back home, you're suddenly like start missing them. Like
a reverse culture shock.
Kind of. Yeah. Like, how Japanese trains are so quiet, even though there's like so many people and stuff. No one talks. Like they don't talk on their phone and stuff.
Right.
And like I went back to Greece like last year, February. And like I just get on the train, everyone is yelling, there's like babies crying and stuff and talking on their phone, and I'm like now I realize that what I had was precious.
Right.
It's a fun
You
type of thing.
You don't know what you've had until it's gone, right?
Yeah, kind of.
Especially when it's the absence of something like silence.
Yeah.
pretty much.
Interesting. So it sounds like you still want to keep streaming Gwent and other games as you wrap up your studies, and then it's sort of up in the air what you do from there.
We'll see what that takes us. Yeah.
Do you have a timeline for when you're going to finish your master's studies?
I should be finishing this summer.
Oh, that's pretty soon.
And if I find that I'm not like ready to go to the real world, I might continue to a PhD.
Right.
But I'm not sure yet. Like, the future is scary.
Yeah, you still got half a year to think about it, so no worries. So if people want to follow your research, can they do that anywhere?
Not officially.
Or just wait until
right now.
you publish your paper?
Yeah, I talk about it on my stream, but until something is like ready, I don't really want to show it.
Cool.
Because it's the creative process of you don't want really people to see it until you feel like it's ready.
Right. Because you don't want them to have some expectation and then you end up not liking it and change it.
Yeah.
Right. Understood. So let the audience know where they can find you on the internet and what projects they can look forward to.
Yeah, so you can find me on Twitch, AyaShuffles, and I have the same name on YouTube as well. Cool. I stream like around 6 p.m. Japanese time, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and weekends. And you can expect the new Jeopardy soon.
Nice. Be looking forward to that.
The quiz show, yep. And like if you like, non-linear type of games, I play a lot of Witcher 3 right now because I'm using it as a reference for my research, and sometimes I mix it up with other like games, like narrative focused ones like Life is Strange type of things.
Right.
Anything that could help me, and I like taking suggestions from people and just like engaging with my audience.
Cool.
Yeah, please check it out.
Yeah, check out Aya's stream. It's very fun. I like hanging out there, especially when she's playing like Gwent, of course, or The Witcher 3.
Yeah, and just raging.
Like, be able to experience that game again. I think you're playing through like every side quest in The Witcher 3.
Yeah.
Is that that's the thing right now? So that's fun. I get to see some of the stuff that I didn't get on my
if you
playthrough.
missed anything, we're gonna cover them.
Nice. How many hours is that? It's got to be like close to 200.
Yeah, because like my first playthrough was 100 hours and I didn't get everything.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting this one to be kind of around 200. We'll see.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, so thanks again, Aya, for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
In person in Tokyo. And this has been Vanitas, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Thanks again to Aya for a great interview. Check her out on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. I'll put the links to all of those in the description. Thanks again for watching. Leave a like if you liked the video, subscribe if you want to see more interviews like this in the future, and more Gwent content.